Old business, exempt property application 3036D116. Lisa, you want to run through that?
Gentlemen, in your package, you have an appeal form for your property that is...
Oh, excuse me. I represent, I'm the chief of the Southern Cherokee Nation, and our attorney, who is a judge, is not here yet. The judge was held up. I would like if you could push ours back so that the judge can hear it from the beginning.
I would choose to move on.
We'll table this for now. Next, we have our pending Superior Court appeal, and that'll be discussed under executive session.
Okay. No, I meant we would go ahead and continue with the discussion of the exempt application.
So you're refusing my counsel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let it be duly noted.
Certainly. Okay. You want to cover the appeal?
Yes, sir. This appeal is for religious activity. The chief has presented an 8-page document that goes over why he believes the property should qualify for the exempt property application. Currently, the Board of Assessors has upheld the denial. If the denial continues, then the next step would be for the Board of Assessors to certify this to the Board of Equalization.
I would tell the members of the board that I personally contacted the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and they have no association with this organization.
That's correct, sir. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has no jurisdiction over us. You have to surrender to the, sir, I've heard your case here multiple times, and you're absolutely wrong in your decisions in the past.
Please, sir, would you allow me to finish?
Go right ahead.
All right. I have searched the records of both the Bureau of Indian Affairs and have found no association. I have researched the IRS records in connection with the 501c3 organizations that would be eligible for exemption. I found no record there, and I would move before the board that we again deny the application.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any discussion?
So I'm not allowed to be heard at this meeting? Is that what you're telling me?
Right.
And you know what? You're sitting here talking about, you don't even know what you're talking, sir, you don't even know what you're talking about. A 501, sir, respectfully, I came here to give me the respect. Now, a 501c3 is not in any way whatsoever a tribal nation anywhere in the United States of America. You will not find a legitimate tribe listed as a 501c3. So you're absolutely correct, you didn't find us on there, because we are a legitimate tribe. Now, BIA, there's 570 tribes on the BIA. BIA is a voluntary submission to receive funds from the United States of America. We create our own funds through economic development. You will not find our name on there. We turned down the BIA and chose not to be under the BIA. Otherwise, we would not have 150 emissaries around the world today. We would not be recognized by over 30 countries in not only the United States, but treaties with Spain, France, England, USA, which are ratified treaties. You have no jurisdiction in this matter. All you're doing is setting yourself up for a lawsuit, which cost you a lot of money in federal court over a 1-acre piece of property. So you want to go there? We can go there. At the end of the day, the laws are in this document. And if you didn't get your attorney of your county to read these laws, you have failed your county. Now, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right in what you said. You have failed to acknowledge the fact that we have treaties with the United States, which under the laws of treaties under the United States Constitution of Article 6 says clearly that you have no jurisdiction in the matters of the treaties. It says in the Non-Intercourse Act 1790 that you have no jurisdiction as a state, county, city, or any other matters of local government, the only one who can negotiate with a tribe is the federal government. Period. The Non-Intercourse Act has stood in the United States Supreme Court, including case after case, all the way from the 1700s to the 1800s. Our case that went to court, United States Supreme Court, Worcester versus Georgia, proved our sovereignty. Now, if you want to go this way, that's up to you, but the non-intercourse, you're in violation of the, no, don't slap your hand, that's disrespectful.
No, I am calling the end of your conversation.
That's fine.
And we're going to vote on the motion.
That's fine, we'll just sue you.
Are there any?
Enjoy your money. Taxpayers, hey taxpayers, that's where your money's going, right there. It's gonna go to the United States government court because it can't even be heard in the they won't even let the judge come here. The judge who is a Supreme Court judge in the state of Georgia, who is my lawyer, who's been on the Supreme Court judge of the state of Georgia for over 20 years, who is now being signed in and taking her oath as a federal judge. I asked her to be able to speak and represent, which you've also violated my rights here today, constitutional rights, by not allowing my attorney to be here.
Mr. Presley?
Sir?
That's the end of it.
Address me properly, sir.
Can I have a question?
You can have all the questions you want, sir.
Sir, he addressed you as Mr. Presley. Are you the same Walter Charlie Presley that the Department of got an injunction you about starting a bank?
Yeah, did you read the following injunction? No, hold on, sir. You asked a question, I'm answering. No, sir. I'm answered. No, sir. I'm not going to answer your question unless you're going to.
Only question.
I'm answering it, sir. Now, the answer. No. Okay. Let me answer it this way. The way you're answering it, no.
You're not Charlie Walker Presley?
Walker? No, sir. My name is not Walker.
Is it Charlie?
Sir, let me answer your question. Will you allow me to answer it?
I just asked your name.
Will you allow me to answer it? Good. Here's the answer. Pull up the last judgment on that. It was overturned by a Supreme Court judge in the state of Georgia, and it is listed on the same website that you went to. On the next line down, you'll see where that was totally overturned because they had no jurisdiction.
I don't see that. I just asked
You want me to pull it up for you? I can go on the internet, pull it up, same place you went.
Walter Charlie Presley. AKA Chief.
Sir, here's the point. Your problem here today is you don't have any idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're trying to do. You know nothing about tribal law. You have no idea about the international laws. You have no idea about any of this. You have no idea about tribal land, treaty land, trust land. You have no idea about the laws that support every bit of this, and you're in total violation. Now, including the name. The name, respectfully, sir, if you knew our culture, you'd know that the people all the way in the 1800s had dual names. They had a name and multiple names in the Indian culture. Gistuanega Usti is also how I filed in the Supreme Court. Now,
David, would you care to comment?
There's not really much to comment. You all have taken a position. He's not demonstrated any ability to show.
you have failed also to show the religious aspect. Your burden of, and I heard your last meeting, and it was stated by the supervisor down there at the end of the table. It is your responsibility it is your burden to prove about the religious activities. I show you a good example. I show you a good example.
Sir, you did not disrespect me because I was speaking to you and you just cut me off. Now, listen. I've been in a lot of meetings before, and I've seen some very angry people, but you have elevated it to a level that I have never seen.
Sir, because you are totally, you don't let nobody speak. This guy carries out a vote, denies my legal rights, denies my attorney, denies the judge to be here, who's driving all the way from Fulton County, and everything else. Y'all have totally denied any true explanation of anything. You've jumped straight in. You already had this decided before you got here.
Sir, can I please talk now, please? And please give me just a few minutes. Now, I have been sick and have not been here at the last two meetings.
That's correct.
And I'm very sorry for that. I am not up to date on this.
Yes, sir.
And I find this very interesting.
Yes, sir.
this is, I mean, everybody, you know, I want to study on this, and I want to see
Good.
what needs to be done. Now, first off, because your judge is here, that's not our fault. That's your
No, I
judge.
didn't say it was.
That's your
I agree
judge's
with you.
fault. Now, we can't put you to the end of the agenda because we've already approved the agenda, and we can't go back and change that because that's the way we voted. Now, I would like to study this. I don't know if this is the type thing that has to be decided tonight. If it doesn't have to be decided tonight, I would ask to put it off and give me 30 days to study this. You know, that's what
I
I'm
just
asking
want to
for.
say, your conversation is what I expected coming here today.
Well,
This is what I expected, and if you have any questions, I'd answer those questions. But to jump right in and totally ignore us and not have any right to speak in our own behalf is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. I listened to the last video meeting. The last video meeting, it was very clear, and you voted no the first time. You had a lot of questions, Mr. Williamson, and actually you stated some very poignant things in there. You were actually, I thought you were very on target with the way that you approached it. And I thought you used a lot of wisdom. I think you're using wisdom. But I don't think it is wise for the county to sit here and jeopardize taxpayers' money, and there's a lot of them in here today, and jeopardizing taxpayers' money over an issue that has no jurisdiction, and furthermore, not even allow. Yes, am I upset? Yes, I am. I'm upset that we came here in good faith, and we have not even the chance to sit here and discuss these things to prove anything that needs to be proven, and I gladly answer any of these, but the laws in the document that you have in front of you clearly state every one of those laws, and those laws are very solid. They stand. They stand. The state has no OGCA law for this. There is no OGA for this. The only OGA in the whole state of Georgia is whereby they recognize a tribe. I'm also a member of the state recognized tribe. I served as a minister of foreign affairs. Now, at the end of the day, you haven't, I don't know if you've looked at who's in our nation.
Yeah, Jerry,
Well,
we've got a motion before the board at the moment.
Right, well,
You're just doing, I just feel you're doing an injustice not only to our nation, you've already caused damage.
Okay, please.
Yes.
Please. What is our motion?
Yeah.
What
It's
is
gonna
our
be a lot
motion?
of wasted
Well,
tax
we
money
have a
on
motion
court.
to deny
Because we're gonna take
the
it straight to federal
application
court.
and referred it to
We can't
the
take
Board
it
of
to court.
Equalization. David, do you have anything further to add?
Yeah, I think y'all discussed this previously in meetings, and the property owners submitted the request for non-taxability on the issue of religious worship, and there's no evidence that's been submitted to y'all with respect to that. And, you know, there's no structure out there, there's no signage, there's been no, that y'all are aware of, no recognized worship services out there. And, you know, you can't simply yield because of a threat of a suit. I
No,
mean,
there's not that.
y'all
Let me insert something there, because I think it's very important. Were you in the first meeting, the last meeting this was discussed?
Yes.
Did you not get advice from the supervisor down there to exactly the burden of proof is on y'all, not us? It's not us to prove about the services. No, wait a minute. And it was stated that ours is based on Mother Earth. And there's clear cases that she also pointed out about how the religious services take place. Let me tell you how invalid what you're saying is. Do you know that a service, a prayer was conducted out in this parking lot today? No. But I guarantee you the officer can go back out there and get his video, and he will see where a service took place in this parking lot today, but you couldn't validate it. I did that on purpose because we held a service right here. You can't acknowledge it. You can't prove that we did.
So I
But I
assume-
can, I can.
So
Can you look
I
at the
assume by
video?
you intending to hold a service here that you're wishing to take over ownership of the Gilmer County
No, sir,
Courthouse
see, that's-
and pay
that's
the debt that's associated with the Gilmer County Courthouse?
Do you want us to pay the debt?
Is that what
We'd gladly pay the debt if you sign it over. And we have the money to do so.
All right.
Is that a legitimate
Wait a
offer?
minute, please, sir. We have a motion before this board to
We
deny
take our
this
gaming money and buy it all up.
application and to refer this to the Board of Equalization. And we've had a discussion. I would call for a vote. All in favor? Aye.
I
So
won't
moved.
vote. I will not
And-
vote, yeah.
Jerry abstains. Thank you very much. All right, so moving on to the next item, the Superior Court Appeal. That
Call
item
the
is going
judge.
to be discussed in the executive session. There's no
This also just.
anticipated decision to be made on that. It's informational as far as I know. So we would move on.